Okay, I have a 2015 Nissan Rogue. I'm going to do a fuel pump replacement because the customer was complaining that it take a little too long for the car to start when it sit overnight. And what happened is the fuel pump right here. I have the new one and the old one out. Well, the fuel pump have a check valve that stop the fuel from coming back to the tank, so it hold pressure in the fuel line. Well, if it doesn't work right, then it will let the fuel back into the fuel tank. So when you turn the key on, it's got to prime the fuel. So that's why it take a little bit time for it to start. So I got the old one out, and I'm ready to put a new one in. So I'm going to show you what I did to get the old one out. And on this Rogue, the fuel it's on the passenger side, so which means the fuel pump is going to be on the passenger side also. Okay, so first thing you do is you got to remove the bottom seat, and see that hole right there and that hole right there. That's where the seat snap into it, and it doesn't have a pull tab. So all you have to do on this one is just grab with both hands and just yank it up, and it'll come right off. You're not gonna break anything. Just yank it up, come right off. And then when you get it off, just set it to the side, and then you have this fuel pump cover right there. And what Nissan did, instead of put a screw or a bolt, they have this plastic piece right there that hold this cover down, and it's a Phillip or a flat tip. I use this flat tip right here. That's a little flat tip that I use with the ratchet, small enough, because on the other end, the front end, it's under this bar right here, and you can't get a straight flat tip on there, so you got to get an angle flat tip, and just turn it clockwise, or turn it until it line up with this hole, so that way you can lift this out. That's kind of weird because they put this hole there, but then they don't put this hole to line up with the tab right there. You got to thank the engineer for designing this. You know, they're smart, but I guess they're not smart enough to make sure the hole line up with that. So once you get the cover off, then you'll have this locking tab right here, which go on top of the fuel pump. And what they do is just go underneath this clip right here, and it locks it in place. So in order to get it out, I use the hammer and a flat tip screwdriver, and I tap this right here, this corner. Don't tap this right here because you don't want to bend it. Just keep tapping it, it will turn. Once it comes all the way right there, then it's out, so you can lift this tab up. And once you get it out, you'll have an O-ring. I'll show you the O-ring. And I forgot to tell you, disconnect the electrical connector, and then disconnect the fuel line. The fuel line have this white locking tab, so you just squeeze it and then you push it back. You're gonna have to reuse that white locking tab and install on a new one. So I'll go over there and show you that locking tab. Okay, so I put the new locking tab, on the new fuel pump, which is right here. Sorry for doing it at night. I just got off work, but yeah, you just squeeze it and then you push it out, and then the fuel line will come out, but this locking tab will stay on there. So what you need to reuse it. So all you gotta do is just lift this little locking tab up, so it clear the lips. See the lips right there? Carefully lift it up on both sides. Lift one end up to clear it, then lift up the other end to clear it. And it'll come right out. Be careful not to break it. So once you got it out, just put it on on the new pump so you don't lose it. Because if you lose it, then you're gonna have to go buy a new one. And then here's the the original seal that came with it, that was on there, and this is the new one. The new one is not as fat as the original one, so I'm gonna reuse it because it's still good. So that's all you got to do. It's not very hard, and when you put it back on, it's in reverse. Just tap that locking ring the clockwise until it locks all the way down. And also you're gonna have to push this cover down. It's spring loaded, so you just push it down while you put that locking tab on, and then put your fuel float in there. Just snap it into place, because they don't install it. It's coming to 2 pieces, so just snap it in there and you're good to go. Oh, and also when you take this fuel pump off, lift it up. Once it's out, just tilt it, let it drain all the fuel back into the tank, because it's gonna have fuel all up inside here. So I just want to make a quick video. It's not hard to do. Sorry for doing at night. I just don't have time during the day because I work second shift, so customer need the car, so I'm gonna try to finish it tonight. And I hope this video will help, and have a good day.